Hey yo, what's up, man? You already know who it is. HipHopGamer. Check this out. We doing a UFC Undisputed 3 review right now. This game right here. The first thing I want to say is this. Congratulations. Straight up, congratulations. Yo, this game, THQ, you guys are beasting right now, yo. This is the best MMA game ever created. The best mixed martial arts fighter in existence right now. Like, you guys took it to that level. And I'm happy to be able to play this game, enjoy this game, and bring you guys the true review that you're going to want to see, hear, and know in terms of this game if you don't got it already. Alright? So, check it out. First thing we're going to talk about is graphics. Graphically, you already know from previous UFC games that the game already looks crazy, it looks detailed. So this game does the same thing. It looks amazing, crazy detail. And what I mean by crazy detail, if you look at my face, right? You see like the hairs, you see like the you know, the dots that make up the flesh and stuff like that. Like when you see things like that, all that stuff is in the game and you can see it easily detailed. Easily detailed. I'll give you an example. If you're looking at Brock Lesnar or one of the Silvers or Forrest or Chuck Liddell, like you look at all these people, even if you look on their body or whatever, even when they getting hit, you see their body get bruised as you hitting them. So it's not like one of those situations where you fighting and then it just appears to be bruised because of what's going on. Certain hits, when you hit them, bow. The moment you hit them, when you pull back, it went from white to black and blue. Like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is the graphical detail has been stepped up in terms of the way the discoloration of your body from fighting and throwing so many punches and fatigue and getting hit. The damage on your body overall, not just the cuts on your face, but your body overall is visible now. That's how amazing the graphics is now. You know what I'm saying? So that right there is crazy. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the gameplay. You know, gameplay-wise, this is where you should go to the store and just buy the game. You watch. I'm gonna explain to you right now. Spacing. Anybody that fights understands that spacing is very, very important. This game is so detailed and so accurate that you have to measure the reach of your fighter, the spacing of your fighter, the speed of your fighter, everything that makes a fighter, and all the categories that makes up your stats count in this game. And it's not like they didn't count before, but it's so detrimental in this game. One little slip up or whatever can really change the tide. And that's what I love about this game, on how meticulous you need to be in a true fight. That's how crazy and detailed this game is. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing about the gameplay. Another thing about the gameplay that I really like is the new control scheme. You have your traditional professional way and you got your amateur way. Now the amateur way, I'm telling you right now, I'm a professional, but I play amateur. Because amateur is still tough, but it's more simple. And you feel everything that's happening a bit more. So I'll give you an example, right? Let's say, you know, we fighting and stuff, and I want to grab you. So, just flick the analog stick, I grab you, put you on the ground or something. Now, let's say you're on the ground. Just flick up, you turn your body, flick down, turn your body. But here's the great thing about the gameplay that they got now. Even when you on top of me trying to punch me in my face, I could, boom, sway while I'm on the ground. I couldn't do that before. So, that made the game a bit less fun before and less realistic. How the hell I'm on the ground and I can't move? Seriously? This game, you on the ground, you can sway, you can control it, and let's say somebody punches you and miss, grab that submission. Now you know what that means, right? When you put them in a submission, they got that new submission bar. So what it is, let's say you play a 1 versus a computer. Now your player 1 bar starts shrinking, but you gotta keep chasing the computer's bar. So the longer you're on top of that computer's bar, the increase of the submission. You see what I'm saying? But it's a gamble, because if they break out of that submission, they're gonna, reverse it and flip it on you, then you may be on the bottom or whatever. So the game has a lot of risk and reward. And that's what made this game great. The risk and reward factor. Because in fighting, every time you throw a punch, your hands is what you use to block yourself. So the moment you throw a punch, you're exposed. What that means, you got to make that punch count, or you got to be real quick and know your space and your distance and know who you're fighting. Everything that makes a fight is in this game, but even more because it's mixed martial arts, so you're using your legs and you're grounding different parts of your body. Now, another thing about this game that's so accurate that I like is the whole like your repertoire in terms of your array of moves. So certain people got different moves than other people. So you gotta play to the strengths and the weaknesses. If you know somebody's real quick or whatever, get them on the ground, tire them out. So their quickness, that's a strength for them, they won't be quick that much because you're beating up that body, getting them on the ground. You see what I'm saying? All that stuff is a factor in this game. So from a gameplay standpoint, that's amazing. And all the technical features of the gameplay, the reason why it's so great is because with the amateur controls, everything that I just said, it may sound complex, right? But it's so easy to do because the controls is easy to pull off. This game right here is sick, right? So that's that. The next thing I want to talk about is this, Pride. So it's not just UFC, you got Pride now. So the fact that you got over 150 fighters and you can still create your own fighter is ridiculous. But you got Pride now. So Pride, you got certain rules is different, certain things you can do that you can't do in UFC, because in Pride they're a bit more balls out, so they can just straight up like fill gold your face and do extra stuff that you can't do in UFC. And then on top of that, it's bigger. It's a bigger mat that you're fighting on. So the fact that it's bigger, that means you got more space to move around in, which means that certain fights in the octagon in UFC, certain people may win, but in a Pride, those same people that you would usually win will probably lose in a Pride fight as opposed to a UFC fight. So everything is a factor. It's so incredible. So incredible. And it's so authentic. You know what I'm saying? To Pride and UFC. In terms of presentation and everything is so authentic. So the next thing I want to talk about is this. They got this option, right? Where you can set it to where it's equalized stats. So with equalized stats, here's the killer. That means that it's really up to your skill. That means that my ratings are the exact same ratings as you got. So that means that everything is fair. Everything is straight up, boom. You don't got more power than me. You don't got you don't got more power than me. I don't got more quickness than you. You don't got more strength than me. You know what I'm saying? Everything is split down the middle accurately. So the way you fight is the only way you're gonna win. Your knowledge of how to fight and everything is what's going to make you win when you fight against somebody like that. So that right there is a true test of technique. You know what I'm saying? And they got that in this game. So that right there is amazing. The next thing I want to talk about is the actual career mode. Now, career mode surprised the hell out of me this year. I'm going to tell you why. Because with the career mode, right, you know, you can make your fighter or you can use somebody that's already there. But let's say I pick Brock Lesnar. Now, when I pick Brock Lesnar, it's not the same Brock Lesnar you're going to play when you put in exhibition mode. You see what I'm saying? It's the career mode version of Brock Lesnar. So there's things he has to learn. There's certain camps he got to go to learn new moves. And when you learn new moves, you got to level up those new moves so those new moves can be more effective and everything. So what's crazy, you got so many people to fight, right? Now, everybody wants to fight the champion. Everybody wants to rank up and do these things, right? So there was people that I was fighting. And because there were certain moves I didn't learn, I didn't know how to stop, counter, and do certain things, you know, in these fights. And it's not that I couldn't do them. It's just that those moves wasn't available to me because I never learned them. And if I don't learn them, I don't know them in terms of my character not knowing them. So it changes the complete dynamics of the fight. Now imagine a career mode, a real career mode, where you're not just taking your fighter doing everything you do from day one. You have to learn, just like those real fighters out there got to learn new moves, learn new things to really get their game up and running. So that realness is in the career mode. You know what I'm saying? And another thing about the career mode that's so cool is like when you get your first fight, you'll see a real fighter in a real video talking to you, letting you know what their first fight was like, experience. If you lose, you got people telling you about how their first loss was and what it felt for them and what it made them do. And guess what that does for the game? It creates that Rocky moment. You know what I'm saying? It creates that motivation. Like, looking at that real shit gives you the motivation while you're sitting down playing the game in the controller to go out and really train, do the camping, do everything that the game has to offer to come back to that title fight and win. Like, it gets there's an emotional connection with UFC 3. And I never had that in no UFC game where there was a true emotional connection. That game, this game, yo, dog, I'm telling you, this game is definitely a must buy. Definitely. Easily. You know what I'm saying? The controls is great. Graphics is insane. The authenticity of the game is crazy. Career mode is really good. And you got other modes too. You can create, you got a lot of customization. You got title mode. There's so many things you could do. The game is really, really that much better than the previous title. That much better. Another thing I want to talk about is when you look at now, hear me out first before I say this. Alright? Now, another thing I want to talk about is if you look at EA's MMA game, right? Now, I don't like to talk about other games in one game's review, but the reason why I'm mentioning this is because EA MMA, when that came out, their control scheme was a lot easier and a lot better than what UFC was doing, right? Everybody knew it, and it was a good chance that EA would possibly take the crown from UFC if they kept going the way they was going. UFC learned from that mistake and created amateur controls as an option. And look how much better the game is just by having that one option. So I said that to say that that's another reason why I commend UFC 3 THQ, because they're not too big or too cocky or conceited to not look at the competition and see what other people did, or listen to the fans, or even listen to their own conscience and realize that they need to do something different for the sake of their brand and people that love and follow them. So that was just me giving them a commendation, saying thank you, because the game came out phenomenal. So I'm gonna end it off like this. Here's something that I want to add to my reviews, and it's HipHopGamer's word of advice. And this is for the developers, publishers, consumers, everybody out there. Here's some things that I would like to see in the next UFC. And here's some things I feel that they can do better. One, I believe that they should follow in the footsteps of some of the WWE games when it comes to presentation and entrances. You wanna know why? Because in UFC, right, the entrance, you could tell is kind of like tacky. You know what I'm saying? They show you walk down a little bit, then they show a camera panning, and then next thing you know, they checking your eyes, pretending to put Vaseline on your face to protect your face. Then you walk in, then you standing there, same old, same old. So, but in Pride, they have a better entrance in terms of you see them coming from the stage and coming out, walking. The entrance is a little bit longer. But what I'm saying is the entrances, that energy is what gets you hyped for the fight. That's what creates that emotion in this game. So I'll give you an example. People that watch wrestling every week, they see Triple H come out. Then when you buy the game, you see Triple H come out exactly in the video game just like he does on TV. The whole entrance, the entrance could be 2 minutes long. You see the whole entrance, walking down the aisle, everything. You see it all. There's nothing hidden. Everything is seen. We need that in UFC. Next UFC game, we must see full entrances. Full entrances. I want to see them coming from the back, people holding the back. I want to see it all. Alright? Never been done before. It needs to be done. 1. 2, I want more grunts and moans. I want to feel like I'm hurting the person. Like when you punch somebody and stuff, you hear it. You hear those sound effects when somebody gets dazed. It's like boom, oh, you feel it, right? I want Brock Lesnar to be like like I want to hear that the war. I want to hear the war, the sound of the war that's going on in the octagon. I want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? The last game to really do some things like that was WWF Warzone back in the day, when you hear them talking about like, get up, get up. Like, I want to hear that, man. We need to bring those voiceovers in. The next thing I want to see is bones break. Supremacy MMA did this, and you see the leg break. It's crazy. This is UFC. This is mixed martial arts. I don't care if it's a commercial title. I want to see somebody's legs get broke. If Mortal Kombat can rip your head off and do all this other stuff, even though that's a a sci-fi game or whatever, but if you can have all of that, I want to see somebody getting their face blown, not face blown off, I'm thinking of Call of Duty. I'm sorry. I want to see some bones get broke. You know what I'm saying? That happens in real life mixed martial arts. I want Brock Lesnar to be able to put somebody in a chicken wing and they arm break and you see they arm snap. I want to see somebody, I want to see somebody ankle get broken. You see the bone puncher out. You know how much more money y'all make if you do a trailer and the bone punch out of their skin? Come on, man. Y'all know what to do. Do it. And last but not least, I want to see some press conferences in the video game featuring Dana White. That right there will be insane. So those are my words of advice for the next iteration of UFC. Very key things that you can add. And the reason why these should be easy to add, because you already got the gameplay on lock, the graphics is on lock. Everything else that you guys did is incredible. So you could tweak those things, but focus on what I gave advice for. Alright? One love and God bless. It's your boy HipHopGamer. That was the UFC 3 review. And if you don't got the game, go look at the trailer. Download the demo. Play the game. Alright? The review score for this game is a buy. Why? Because of what I just told you. So make sure you go get it, man. One love and God bless. Congrats to THQ and the team behind UFC Undisputed 3. God bless. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.